you've got so many different close-ups of the face. I thought that part could have been practical, for
Yeah,
sure.
well,
So
that
really
means
impressed.
we did a good job, right? So, yeah, a lot of big producers, a lot of distributors, and people around the world that have wanted the movie. They all asked me who made the film, the robot, because they as well thought it was real or robots, and once I explained it was all completely done in CG, they were like, "What? How? What?" Because they do movies all the time. They see movies all the time, and they go, "Well, why do ours look fake and yours look real?"
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. I see we've got Chef Blake. G'day, Blake. How are you, mate? He's a chef, but he's been skilling up in the realm of videography and filmmaking, such as myself, and so he has an interest. And from what I could see, it looked as though you were self-taught. Is that right? And you started as you kind of were working as a photographer and at a fairly high level within the agency, the advertising agency arena before then switching gears into video. Talk to us a little bit about, I guess, how that all came to be.
Um, yeah, look, it's quite a long story, It's a
No,
30,
mate, we've
40,
got
40
time.
year
That's
old.
what it's
It's a
all about.
40-year old story, but look, I was a very good artist as a kid. I could paint real life oils and draw amazing stuff and do anything I wanted, really. Uh, from an artistic point of view, I was just one of those gifted child artists, and then I left school and I became a boilermaker. Believe it or not, that was my trade.
Yeah, right.
Because my art teacher told me there's no money in art, so go and get a real job.
Yeah,
So I got a real job. Um, I sort of ended up with a camera in my hand one day. I took a photo. I went, "Oh, geez, that's kind of fun and kind of cool." I
when you look at the shot construction, uh, that's one thing I noticed when there are people who have started out in the photography side of things and then they transition across into film, seem to be very, very good when it comes to their composition. When people have come across from the photography side into the film side, they seem to have a bit of a leg up in a way when it comes to composition. That's something that I've tended to notice. It feels that way. Yeah, so you started to take a few snaps, and then what sort
yeah.
of transpired?
Well, then I sent a photo to a magazine because I was into yacht racing at the time, and I was racing boats, and I sent a picture to a mag, and they sent me a check for $50, and that's when my head exploded, and I sent a few more pictures, and they sent a check for $200 or something, 150, I can't remember.
Yeah,
And then I just went crazy sending pictures to all these magazines, and then next thing, more money was coming in. I'm going, wow, is it that easy? Is it that easy? I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe you got paid to just take photos, right? So
yeah,
then the whole thing just got really big, really fast, and I was shooting for magazines all over the place. And then I got sucked into the news world. I was doing some like freelance work for Reuters and some of the newspapers, as well as my magazine work. And then I bumped into a real photographer, a proper advertising photographer, and he was seriously legit. And I thought, well, I'd like to do what he does, right? So I really got into it, big time from an advertising point of view. I sort of fell back down to the bottom of the pile again. I had to sort of climb my way up in that advertising world, because that's a completely different world to a magazine world. Then one of my clients asked me if I could make a TV commercial, and I put my hand up and said, yeah, I can do that. But I didn't have a clue how to make one. I just thought I'd muck around and just have a bit of a play.
figure it out.
Yeah, and we did it, and yeah, we have these local industry awards here in Brisbane called the Brisbane Art Directors Awards.
Oh yeah, the bad C, bad C.
Yeah, yeah, and lo and behold, I won best cinematographer and best director.
Wow.
in my first go, and I just thought, well, that's kind of weird. And next thing, the phone started ringing, and yeah, 20 something years later, I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yeah, amazing,
Mm.
amazing. On that note, let's have a look at your show reel, because that's going to give people a little bit of context for some of the work that you've done. Did you edit, out of interest, did you edit the trailer and did you edit the show reel?
Yeah. I
Both of those.
edit. I love doing all aspects of the film and TV. So I was sort of, being a painter or an ex-artist or an artist, right?
Yeah.
I didn't sketch out the drawing and then gave it to my mate to paint it. You know what I mean? I didn't, go, well, here's the idea, you guys go and paint it, or sketch out something in a bit of paper and get someone else to colour it in. I like to finish the whole thing. So, doing a lot of my work, I really enjoy filming it. I really enjoy directing it. I really enjoy writing it. If there's some written dialogue to do, I enjoy editing. I enjoy the post-production. I enjoy grading. Boom, I like showing. So, that's just the mentality of an ex-painter. I'm not a director from film school. I haven't done all those traditional type things. So the mindset of, giving away your baby to someone else to do or whatever is not really in my sort of brain. Yeah. Not saying that what I'm doing is better than anyone else. I'm just saying that's the way my brain works.
Yes. Yeah, I can completely understand it. I definitely felt very much that way when it came to the editing side of things, and I even, I ponder as things sort of evolve for me. As it stands at the moment, I'm in one of those situations where it would be helpful to have someone with some editing capabilities, and I've even started, looking into finding maybe like an intern or some sort of junior, someone out of someone who's just done a film degree or something. They want to get a bit of experience, or they've already got some capability, and they could come and do a few things. Because and I'm just figuring all this out as I go, as well. But when it comes to social media or something like Instagram, for example, I'm fortunate that I live in a beautiful location, so I'm up here on the Sunshine Coast. I could think, well, I try and use that to my advantage. So there's lots of stuff that you probably don't even need to be a half decent photographer to catch something that looks nice. So I'll take snaps or maybe capture a little bit of video and put that there. But sometimes I'll put a bit more effort in and want to actually edit like a little thing together. And I find that I'll capture a bunch of footage, with the thoughts of doing that, and then just don't end up having the time to put them together. So I've probably got 4 or 5 of those just sitting around that would be helpful if I could just sort of keep them turning along. So here's a big question. I'm assuming it's VFX, which I'm a little bit startled by because it looks so good to the eye, but the actual androids in this film, are they digital?
Yeah, they're 100%.
100% digital.
I did go down that route of getting quotes for the robots and to see how much they cost, and we were getting quotes back of $1 million to $2 million to build the robot for to work in a movie situation, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were just with sticks and servos, and it was all very basic, and they couldn't do much.
Yeah.
It was just and the thing is, I needed 4 of them as well, so there was it would just started costing a fortune.
Yeah.
So my years of doing car commercials and things like that in 3D, you go, well, we can make a car look real. A lot of people don't even know they're looking at fake cars in our TV commercials.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our car commercials that we haven't even, there's no car there at all. We've put it completely in 3D.
Wow.
And we go, well, no one notices. No one can see that it's a completely 3D generated car.
Yeah.
And we've we figured out how we can get so close. You can get this close from it on the screen, and you can see all the scratches and the fingerprints.
Yeah, they look amazing. Just some of the stills of the robots. The quality, of the image. You've got it behind the credits. There's the scratched up kind of metal surface behind there. You've got so many different close-ups of the face. I thought that part could have been practical, for sure.
Yeah, well, that
really
means
impressed.
That means we did a good job, right? So, yeah, a lot of big producers, a lot of distributors, and people around the world that have wanted the movie. They all asked me who made the film, the robot, because they as well thought it was real, or robots, and once I explained it was all completely done in CG, they were like, "What? How? What?" Because they do movies all the time. They see movies all the time, and they go, "Well, why do ours look fake and yours look real?" I mean, so
yeah,
I don't know. We did it all in house, and we mind you, we still spread a lot of the work out around the world with artists, but everything sort of funneled back to us, so we could really make sure that quality was up to scratch. Plus, we wanted, to do a 4K finished film, so that means your 3D has to be even extra good, right? So you got to, so you got to be really, really, really into finessing it really well if you want to look at it as 4K content.
Yeah.
And I knew as well, I'm not a studio film. I don't have Chris Hemsworth running around in my movie. The robots really have to stack up and hold a lot of the weight of the film, or as well as the action and dialogue and everything else. But if I dropped the ball on the visual effects, people would have just sort of turned their nose up on it. So I just made sure we didn't drop the ball on the visual effects and some of our big production values, and we just went for it.